All right. So today I'm gonna just go over kind of like what is the stock market and why is it that when you hear that term, you kind of glaze over and more importantly, like why is that not taught to you in high school, for example? Why are you required to take courses uh, like English, like trigonometry, high level math? You got to usually, for most stuff, you have to have like 3-4 years of math. These are requirements. But these things in math is a useful subject, but some of these subjects that you're required to have will not actually assist you when you get out into the real world. Sure, knowing what happened with the Mongols is good to know, but they're not teaching you real life skills, and understanding the stock market is one of the most integral skills that you can have, because when you do go get a job, if you do go to college and you do go enter the workforce, which most of you will, you're going to be offered financial products. 401k, for example, is probably the most common, and we'll get into some of that stuff. But it all comes back to this stock market game. And I believe the reason you're not taught this information is because Wall Street really doesn't want any competition. They really don't want you to understand. They wanted to make it sound as complex as possible. And you see these charts on your screen right now, and you might go, gosh, that just seems like it's super complex. And that is all on purpose. So I'm going to walk through a little bit about what it is and the opportunity that's there that they don't tell you about when you're young. So let's just dive into some of these concepts here. And then as we go on through the course, we'll go through some, so it's like how's money made and all of that. And as you guys think of questions, you can just, you can put them down in the comments, or you can shoot me an email, and all my contact information, it will be included here. So this website here is a really good one. I recommend you save it. It's finviz.com. And, I do have a free subscription, so it's free. These tools, they don't cost anything. So on here, if I click on the home page, you're going to see a couple of tabs across the top. All right, we might get into some of those. You can search, but FinViz just means financial visualization. So it's a nice tool for you to be able to see what's going on with different companies. All right. So the first thing, I guess, like big picture that maybe we would need to know are probably these guys across the top. You'll see words like Dow, NASDAQ, S&P 500, and Russell 2000. Now, what these are nothing more than indexes. An index for how the market is doing in general. So if you hear someone talking about the S&P 500, well, they're talking about how is the market doing in general, and they measure that through 500 of the stocks that are included in the S&P, and S&P is Standard & Poor's. Same thing, the Russell 2000 is actually how's the market doing from a small cap point of view. What's a small cap? They're smaller companies. Okay, S&P 500 are typically large or mega cap companies. Russell 2000 are smaller companies. And then the NASDAQ is primarily technology companies. And then the Dow are industrial companies. And I believe there's only 20 or 25 in the Dow. I'm not sure how many are in the NASDAQ. It really doesn't matter. Point is that that's what these are. They're just indexes for how's it going. So if I was to say, I don't know if I can click into these. I guess not. We can look at, if I was to click on futures, which is something we could talk about. It's kind of a different topic, but if you click in here, you'll see that the same things are in here as well. Here's NASDAQ, for example, and you can see every one of these candles is a day, and you can kind of see the trend, right? It's like, oh, it's up, right? Since since this chart started, which is going to be back in what is this? I don't know. It says it up there, but it's not giving me the exact date. It just says May 16th. It's right there. All right. So at any rate, so the stock market is a place where companies list their ownership. So that is what the stock, why they call it the stock market. The stock, or another word for that is the shares, are ownership of the company. They used to be physical pieces of paper. You would get, just like you pull out $1 out of your wallet, it's a piece of paper, has a 1 on it, and it represents that you can buy $1 US worth of goods or services with that. Same thing with stock. You can buy 100 shares or 200 shares or 300 shares of a given company. And by you doing that, you own that small piece of the company. And so each company issues some shares or some stock. Those words are interchangeable. And so what happens is the buyers and sellers of these shares of the stock every day meet in the stock market when it opens, and they sell. They'll sell their stock, the ones that want to sell, and the buyers that want to buy will buy stock. And this happens every day in a place that is known as the stock market, also called Wall Street. And that's just a street in New York where the New York Stock Exchange is located. Nowadays, most of the stuff is done electronically. So think of your favorite company. Like, I don't know if it's your favorite company, but my kids like to talk about Roblox. So we'll just pull up Roblox as an example. So here are the prices of Roblox that have occurred over, looks like since March. And we're in December 2024. So you can see right now it's at an all-time high at $59.31 after coming up over the last couple of days. Each one of these candles, don't let it scare you. This looks like a scary graph, but it's nothing more than a catalog of the daily price changes in Roblox. So all the way over here, you'll see that the price on this day, and I'm going to look at this. So you'll see right up here where it says OHLC. That means open, high, low, close. Okay, and VOL means volume. All right. So on that day, if you just look at the closing prices, you see it says 41.46. So that was the price back on this day, February 23rd. And so this is kind of the fluctuation every day of the stock. This is just one stock in the stock market. There are literally thousands of these that trade every day. Some of them you've heard of, some of them you know, a lot of them you don't. And so this particular stock, there's some more to the chart, but you kind of get the general idea. Green candles are where the stock went up on the day. Red candles means that the price went down on the day. And so that's what it is. That's what the stock market is. That's what shares are. If you go and buy Roblox, for example, if you buy one share on the market open tomorrow, you'll probably pay around $59 for that stock. So then you would own one share of Roblox. And if you accumulate enough of it, you would actually become a significant owner, and you can get a board seat, and you can actually begin to control the company and help hire and fire the CEO and stuff like that. That's what it is, big picture. Pause the video right there.